Hello, you're tuning into Đồng Nai radio and television station. Coming first with local news. Facing the complicated situation of COVID-19 epidemic in countries surrounding Vietnam, the National Steering Committee for Epidemic Prevention and the Ministry of Health kept warning about the possibility of the fourth COVID-19 outbreak in Vietnam. The government and the Prime Minister continuously direct the epidemic prevention and control, continuously warn the people, and at the same time drastically take measures to prevent foreign infections. According to the Ministry of Health, Vietnam has prepared a scenario in case an epidemic spreads and epidemics appear locally, especially in the southwestern region, to control the epidemic well. The ministry has set up 5 missions led by minister and 4 deputy ministers to all provinces and cities in the region to review all issues related to the response to the epidemic in each locality. However, the risk of a fourth outbreak is very present because it can be transmitted from the outside, in addition to the mentality of being negligent and losing guard. On April the 26th, at the Gia Canh Commune Health Station, Định Quán District Medical Center deployed AstraZeneca vaccination in COVID-19 room for 30 staff, health workers, the frontline anti-epidemic force of Gia Canh Commune, and it was also the first locality in the district to be vaccinated against the COVID-19. To ensure safety before being injected, all medical staff and staff were measured blood pressure, learned about the underlying disease, and after the injection were gathered in the waiting room. Before that, medical officers and staff of Định Quán Regional General Hospital have also been vaccinated. Faced with the situation of educational institutions making some unofficial revenues, especially to high tuition increases in the context of epidemics, people's lives and economic difficulties, leaders of the Ministry of Education and Training has issued a written proposal to keep the next school year tuition fees as stable as the 2020-2021 school year. In documents sent to ministries, ministerial-level agencies, government-attached agencies, people's committees of provinces and centrally run cities, education and training institutions, the Ministry of Education and Training clearly states the government's decree number 86 in 2015, the regulations on the mechanism of collection and management of tuition fees and policies on tuition exemption and reduction, and support for study expenses will expire after the end of the 2020-2021 school year. To share the difficulties and reduce the financial burden for the learners' families, the ministry has reported to the government to consider allowing the school fees to remain unchanged from the 2022-2023 school year. The tuition fees are adjusted to increase according to the appropriate roadmap, consistent with consumer price index and economic growth. Russia's foreign ministry said on Monday it had expelled a Ukrainian diplomat in retaliation for Kyiv kicking out an employee of the Russian embassy earlier this month. The Russian Foreign Ministry warned Moscow would continue to act if hostile moves against the staff of Russia's diplomatic and consular missions in Ukraine continue. Relations between Moscow and Kiev have declined since the Crimean Peninsula was remerged into Russia in 2014, and the conflict has been in eastern Ukraine. On April the 17th, Russia accused the Ukrainian consular officer in St. Petersburg, Alexander Sosoniak, of trying to obtain confidential information and asked him to leave Russia before April the 22nd. The Ukrainian Foreign Ministry later announced the expulsion of the senior diplomat of the Russian embassy in Ukraine. During the April the 26th phone call, Russian President Vladimir Putin and French President Emmanuel Macron paid special attention to Ukraine's internal conflict, expressing concern over the escalation of tensions in the East region, the Kremlin said. South of this country, Putin stressed that the Kiev government needs to seriously implement the agreement reached earlier on establishing direct dialogue with Donetsk and Lugansk and formulate special legal status for Donbass. For his part, the French president informed about the negotiation with the presidents of Ukraine in Paris. Both leaders affirmed the close cooperation between Russia and France in the Normandy format. That's all for the news today. Thank you for joining us and goodbye.